Friday morning TV
Friday.
dinner, Chef Chris
Love
Manning.
Fridays, man. How are you,
Good to
bud?
see you, brother.
Yeah, I'm
Fist
on
pound
it. Yeah, we'll do the fist.
All
yeah.
right. I mean, Les
All
is
about it.
bringing it to the table.
I'm bringing
so.
it.
Don't want to contaminate our gloves.
It's
Right.
Lenten season.
Yeah, Lenten season, so, fish on Fridays.
Fish on Fridays.
I'm doing shrimp. And I love shrimp.
Great.
Oh,
that means
darn.
we're doing shrimp.
Yeah, oh darn.
How
So, and look at the price of fish right now. I mean, even haddock, cod, salmon, what have you, it's up there.
Yeah.
So,
Everything
shrimp,
is.
it's very versatile. That's what I love about it the most, and very simple to prepare. And a lot of people, we don't do the breading station. We don't do we don't do the dredge.
Right.
At home, we buy it pre-breaded. And
Yeah.
It's a whole nother world when you do your own.
It
to
is.
be very honest.
Totally agree.
And I've got some set up for you here this
Cool.
morning. All sorts of different
Show us
sauces.
how it's done.
Well, what I like to do, these are a 13, 15 shrimp, and I remove
That's a
the
big
tail.
one.
So 13 to 15 per pound.
Yeah.
So discard your tail. I want to be able to eat the whole thing.
See,
Don't
this
want any
is
shell.
what
If you
I
want to leave
love.
the shell on, so you've got something to hold on to, go for it. I'm all about it. And then you just slit it down the center like this and butterfly it.
Not all the way.
And be very careful.
Which I love, because then you're making it like a cutlet almost.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got it.
Opens it right up.
And it opens it right up. And then into our dry dredge.
Dry
Get that-
first.
Yep,
Okay.
dry first.
Okay.
Press it down. Make sure that.
And that's just panko with
So the key to this is cornstarch.
cornstarch.
Cornstarch is edible glue.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
thickening, right?
It will, and that's what it says right on the container is for thickening sauces and
Yes.
gravies. And
Sure does.
I don't
does.
use cornstarch to thicken anything.
Right.
That's just me. I use it for breading, and that's because it adheres to the product.
Well, I've heard people do the flour, right? But this makes total sense to just
This
put
is
it in with
just
panko.
amazing. And
That's a
panko,
great
nice
idea.
and crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy. A little
Crispy.
Yeah.
And so you do the dry first, then you dredge it in
Into
there, then
that-
back to the
into
dry,
the-
and
yeah,
that's
that
going
is
to hold
just.
it on there.
And what is this? That's milk.
Okay, so that's milk, eggs, and
Eggs.
hot sauce.
Okay.
Okay.
The hot
and then
sauce.
Oh, that's
our,
perfect.
our dry is the panko, cornstarch,
Yep.
flour, and Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. So you don't need a lot of salt and pepper.
I
You don't need to
love
kill
this.
it. You really want the sweetness of the shrimp to come through, and voila.
Then look how
so they
big
come
that
out.
looks once
It's
you butterfly
huge.
it.
Yeah, it fills the palm of your hand basically.
I'm going
And
to try to do this and see if
Yeah, go
Brian
for it.
Can
Can you
get,
get that?
you see how
It's a little
big
bright,
that
but
makes
yeah, you
it
can get
look?
that. Yeah,
really
yeah.
simple to
It
do.
makes it look huge. It's like
Yes.
a chicken cutlet.
You
but
want to
homemade.
use gloves. You want to use gloves because after
Right.
about a dozen of these,
They stick
you're going
to
to
you.
gum
You can
up.
get the
man.
sticky, right? Do you do the
Yeah.
dry hand, wet hand
You're-
thing?
Yeah,
I know
man,
people
you're
do
gonna,
that too.
yeah, you're gonna gum
That's
up.
hard
I'm
to get
telling
off,
you.
and you don't want that down your sink.
So I serve it with tomato and lemon. You want
Okay.
that. You want some acidity to get through fried foods. You can do a little bit of salt on there if you like. I have not done that just simply because I have that
Right.
Creole seasoning in there. And then spring onion tartar. You guys tried the spring onion tartar.
phenomenal.
So my grandmother referred to green onions and scallions as spring
So did my
onions
mom.
because it's the first thing that comes
That's
up
what my
in
mom
your,
does too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
it's
first thing that
comes
comes
up,
up in your garden, right?
Uh-huh.
So she called it spring onion. I'll submit that recipe. There's capers in
Great.
it, pickles, a whole nine yards. It's really, really good. And anyway, so you do these. So, like you said, you were showing the size of those. We were
Yes.
talking about po' boys before
Yes,
we came
I
on
said
here.
that looks like it'd be perfect for
And in
po'
New
boy
Orleans,
sandwich.
that's where I learned to do this when I was in school, is this type of thing. Without that shell, you don't want to bite into it. And you'd have them patted, so there'd be two on a roll, some shredded lettuce,
Yeah.
that spring onion tartar,
Yep.
and some sliced tomato, and the best po' boy you ever
That
had.
sounds so
And you could
good.
hit Altieri's for their sub rolls,
Yes.
the 6-inch sub rolls.
yeah.
It's just perfect. It fits it perfect. It's
a
just
great
amazing
idea.
stuff, man.
I don't know
It's a
what
great
I'm doing.
idea.
Yeah, please. I'm
using
dying
using
for
my
you.
hand.
And then
Right
your
in there.
family or friends are not going to believe that you made it because it's restaurant quality, right?
It's phenomenal.
So different, huh?
Oh, it's crispy.
Yeah.
So crispy.
And you don't have a problem with the breading staying on when you fry it?
Oh, no, certainly not. So, and of course, I'm doing this in a pan. If you've got a Fry Daddy, great. Set it at 350, and we're talking 2 minutes, and they'll
Okay.
begin to float, and they're done.
Yeah, I was
I mean, I
wondering,
did
do-
all of this, in 10 minutes?
I was
Yeah.
thinking, is that a deep amount of oil? Do you do a shallow
So
fry?
there's
He's
a
got
cup and a half of oil
deep.
in this pan. I use this wok because it heats up really, really quick.
Yeah.
But if you get a Fry Daddy, that's safer. You know,
Okay.
you hit this, and you're going to have an accident, so be careful.
All right.
I'm a professional. I'm trained in such matters.
Don't try this at home unless you
And
have
I
a
got
fried
lucky
daddy.
this morning.
we got to take a break, but that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You like that?
10
man?
out of 10, brother.
That's awesome.
Love it. Back here in a second.